Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am truly zonked, and I must be because I'm doing a no-no, and that's that I'm recording a video before I finished editing, or begun editing the previous video, but it's the weekend, and I really want to play. So, I'm gonna get the recordings done and do what I can. So, anyways, if you watched the last episode, which at this moment doesn't exist, you'll recall that we had completed our blueprints for Nukeville, the small power plant in part of our staged power setup plan project. And we brought it up to the point where it can produce batteries. All right. So, and it's also, of course, providing all the other parts and materials needed for, what it's going to need for the rest of the Nukeville, including disposal. So we still have yet to begin blueprinting the sections which will be handling the radioactive materials, again, including waste. But what we can do is we can get this set of stuff deployed and start belting in some materials, so these lines can all start packing and they can get all their products buffered up and ready to go. And so when we plug in the later stages, we don't have to wait so long. We're just going to have to, we're basically going to start a build right now. So first thing, let me scoop all these up. Nice thing about this is I'm not repeating any of them. So when I pick all this stuff up, I've got all the parts I need, although I'll probably need a bunch more. I'll clad for belting, and concrete. Okay, let me load up on a few other incidentals here. Okay, that should be enough to get myself in trouble. Let's get out to our build site. So I am really stoked that this idea worked as well as it did. I mean, I knew it should, and I'm sure I'm not the first to have done it like this, but it's I do look for tips and tricks and things, when I'm out there in the world, and it's good to pick things up. But there's sometimes I just want to I need to figure things out on my own. I got to go through it. It's a brain thing. I've always needed to do it. At least now I know why. But so all right, this guy is rocking and rolling. And now what we need to do. All right, so here's how this is going to kind of work out. All right. So we already started. We brought our sulfur belt through here, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to, there's bunches of other nodes here. We're basically just going to set up miners, overclock them, and have them all meet up with this belt line, and we're going to build up on this. Then this is going to become a main funnel. Last time I did this, my belts I wasn't that careful about, and it's not that I wasn't being careful, I just didn't think it'd be that big a deal. I just, whenever I brought in a new part, it was, you looked at the wall of belts, and it was like sulfur, iron, copper, iron, sulfur, limestone, whatever, it was just higgledy-piggledy. This time I want to try and get this a little more grouped and organized for management, because when that wall came down through here, sorting them out and getting the things where they needed to go really kind of became a bit of a tangle. So, and actually its effects, because I couldn't completely do it from this point, I had to do it within other structures further down the line, partly also. I don't want it to be like that again. So, now part of the thing is we need to know which items we're going to be bringing in. We're going to get to that in a second, though. Probably really ought to build the parts in before I start building, because that would be kind of silly. All right, the rough idea, though, without getting into everything, continuing this model, love it or hate it. Personally, I think this is great. I mean, it's a little minimalistic, maybe. It is not without design. It is. I got my own thing going on. And it floats. Yes, they're all floating.
Oh, yes. They float, Georgie. Stay afloat.
And we will beautify it someday in the future. Anywho, I'm going to set up additional platforms out here. Probably elevate them a bit because, well, it depends on the factory. I'm thinking usually I like to build a few spaces above, like, you know, like not quite that one's height, more like this one's height. Actually, I kind of split the difference. So I can keep water pumps directly beneath it and pump straight up to where it needs to go and nowhere else, you know. And I think that is what we're going to do here. But anyways, so okay, we're going to elevate this guy a little bit, and then we're going to build up. The first things will be the clusters producing the ingots and the silica and concrete, because that's where the bulk of the raw materials is going to be used up, and that minimizes belting, right? Only makes sense. Famous last words. So, all right. Now, so what are we bringing in here? And I apologize. I was looking at the stats. It's something I really don't pay a whole lot of attention. I look to see how many views and things, and how can you not? But yeah, one of the things I didn't look at like very often is like what people are viewing my videos on. And I had no idea you guys are watching this, like the few of you. But that's cool. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. On your phones. And I'm sitting here, I'm playing this on a 65-inch OLED TV, you know? So this is like a wall of spreadsheet here to me, and it's perfectly readable. And now I realize, and I try to keep things zoomed in so that it's not tiny, but you kind of lose a little bit of the concept, the overview. Anywho, so still, anyways, thank you. Any natural resources required. Okay, so this is totals. This is nothing that's, you know, automated in my spreadsheet. This is all manually, you know, tallied in here. Did I lose a color on that guy? Which one is that supposed to be? Oh, that's the uranium. Derp. Okay, so this is what this plant's going to use in order to produce a gross. This will not be the end amount. I've actually got that figured out over here. But for 10 nuclear reactors at 100% power, they're going to produce 25,000 megawatts. And this will also produce 30 batteries a minute to run the drones that will be bringing in the uranium. And then we should be able to have some surplus to either, you know, allocate somewhere else or just toss in the sink for the time being. So we're going to need 352 limestone. So everything is like really low numbers here. Nothing cracks a full belt, even though I am going to do everything with full belt anyways. I'm sure you guys do the same. Of course, with the exception of the uranium. We got to get some nitrogen, and we already have the oil coming in. We are not using all of that single pipe yet. So we have the oil. We just got to like route it over. And a bunch of water. Those are mostly going to be underneath the reactors, of course. This is just a little additional math here where I tally up how much plastic and rubber gets called for by the main recipe sheet, and then I have this guy over here, and with this little block of text here, figures out how much total it needs to make to support itself and provide the amount needed for the rest of the factory. Anywho's, okay, so I basically just got to hit up like all the closest nodes to that belt for each of these. Limestone, sulfur, coal. Well, actually, no, yes, sulfur. I do have to bring in sulfur because the belt that I'm using right now is 100% dedicated to turbo fuel. Coal, copper, so basically everything. All right, let's get scraping. Okay, here is my world overview so far. And not my worldview. Over here is basically the last remnant of the last world's existence, and that's our designer layout and the storage facility. These actually, this save that I loaded up here is, before I started recording this, so it still shows the these blueprints in place here, which is actually kind of neat. And up over here is our turbo fuel factory. And I think this is kind of neat because this is the beginnings of the way I wind up. I mean, I'm sure it's not just me, but particularly the way I do wiring, long distance wiring, because I avoid the poles. The map kind of takes on like a very root-like structure. You get these, little nodules here, right? And then its tendrils go off and into the environment, and as it, grows, the tendrils take root further and starts to spread, and it's because mankind's not a cancer on a planet at all. No. Anywho, I guess stop doing that. Sorry. All right, so we here's our main belt that's bringing in the sulfur. Now, what I need is a little bit of everything, and all these nodes are scattered all over here. And I probably should do this one at a time. Doesn't really matter, though. Okay, this is going to be noise. Hold on. Visual noise, that is. Okay, so these are... Yes, we can hear you. Fucking people. These are all the nodes nearest to, well, basically of all, in every item that we would need here. We really only care about what's in range of the belt, and that's what we're doing, looking at this for, is to figure out which ones we got to use. First biggest pain in the ass, actually, is going to be, well, two. The two big pain in the asses are going to be the sulfur and the bauxite, because bauxite's always haul. It's never as nearby as you need it. In fact, all right, I'm not going to sweat that this exact second. Hold on. So let's zoom in a little bit. All right. So we've got this sulfur node up here, which is very close, and we can basically just snap him. And this is what I did last time. Just snap him into the existing belt and start. And actually, that will keep them. We're going to wind up doing this. And it's not really much of a hitch here, but he is way high up on top of this rock formation here up by the Crater Lakes. But that's not a big deal. The last time I did it, I did this goofy chain of lifts. And that was before I had learned, you can make an infinite lift length as long as you do it between two holes. So I'll be doing something like that. Let's see. So we're going to get that guy. Now... All right, so here's a limestone node. Again, we only need like 300 and change. This guy will give us 600. That's fine. That's great. So he's basically already like underneath the belt. He's not going anywhere. So we'll use that for the limestone. There's coal right there. We got a copper node and iron. Is there any closer iron? I guess these are copper, right? No, those are iron. Okay. So we'll get our iron, copper, coal, and limestone all from this area here. We just snapped out all into belt. That won't be far at all. Caterium. Yep, he's a bit elevated, but we can deal with that. We can get it down. Quartz. I think these guys might be underground, but we'll get to that. Then bauxite. So we got this guy here. It's gonna be a fucking long belt. We got this guy here. He's already, if I had to say, a better proximity to direction. All right, so we're going to go for that bauxite, and we're going to belt that. I want to do something. I want to... I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out a little bit in my head here. I want to try and follow the terrain a bit. Make it a little kind of, I don't know, organic or looking, or... I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. All right, so we're going to use that bauxite, that sulfur, blah, 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 blah. All right, boy. Sorry, no, there's too many things. All right, so we're gonna need additional oil. No, we got enough oil coming in. That's right, never mind. But nitrogen. Oh, I gotta turn on the wells. Yeah, and that's the same group that I used in the last playthrough. I didn't think that was going to change. So we're going to have to set up a pipe work. Thankfully, it's gas. We don't have to worry about pumping. That'll be easy. That's just a big long straight thing. And actually, that can wind up also serving as some framework for additional build. Yeah, I think okay. All right, let's start with some of the easier stuff. Let's start with this bunch of things that are like right there. Okay. So, now of course, the ideas that I'm having now, I'm already seeing conflicts with existing setup, but I'll figure something out. I really just don't want another giant wall. I'm also, I mean, they look fine. They look great, but I'm kind of getting where like normally like I would set up like a full width length of foundations, and you can pack in a number of belts, and then the thing is, it gets like a little really fiddly to try and rearrange things when they're packed that tight. So I think I want to do something maybe a little more spaced out. So what I'm going to do now, here's the problem, is I've got this. So this belt, as it kind of like came in, is going to be like on the very leftmost side of the bus, right? So I have to start building out this way. The problem is of course I've left my power line in place there, and I can move it. I mean, it's just so what I'm going to do, because I just don't want to expand and just drop stuff on top of that, because that's actually also going to be scalable. We can use things on top of that. I'm going to take. I think maybe we'll just do a half gallon. Okay, just this wide. That's just a spacer. And now this is going to be our next new column. And to finish the other thought that I was rambling on before I distracted myself, I want to have these belts more spaced out because they'll be more manageable. And I think it might look better too. As long as it's not a wall and it's just not this like... Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm just trying different new things, that's all. All right, so this is going to be the foundation now for a... we're going to get this limestone right down there. But we got some friends over there, so let's actually... let's see who it is, because there might be a big boy. Just the two? Not gonna worry about the bugs for now. Really? It's usually at least 3. I just don't need one popping up underneath behind me while I'm trying to build stuff. Alright, let's just do it. Okay, so, directly in the shadow. Here, hold on a second. Let's Okay, it's a little better. Alright, let's get a... Which way do I want to point this guy? If I point directly at it, it might be too... Well, no. Overthinking. Oh, you know what I bet you I don't have? Crap, hold on. I don't have the robots. The portable miners. Damn it! Alright. Let's see. And I have a number of these guys. And I'm so glad that they made these things stackable. That was... nice. Alright. Yeah. One stack will cover me fine for a bit. Okay. So... I think something like that. Just dawned on me too. I have to start running cable down. I'm not going to add any additional power draw on this belt. This is the blood belt. This is the belt, or not belt, but grid, excuse me. I call it blood grid because this line, power line, is a hybrid of the turbo fuel and the biofuel when the biofuel is in jump starting, right? So this is a dedicated line to the specific sulfur miner and oil extractors that bring the fuel in for that. Cannot put anything else on those. That is utterly untouchable, isolated grid. So that means I have to start building on the red grid. And what I usually wind up doing is something like this. Alright. And so that becomes, we'll start stringing that, and that'll attach to the turbo fuel generators, so that doesn't accidentally, the jump starter doesn't have to suck any extra power, for things it doesn't need, should that day ever arise. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start putting those on, but it's just part of the job, right? Right. All right. So, let's see now. His paint scheme, because he is going to be... We paint these out here to match the main plant that they're providing resource for. And in this case, that is the small nuclear, which we denote with dark green. So, we'll do that. Actually, is that the one? Because I want the... Hold on. This is the one. I want the accent color black. Okay. May as well just put in his power shards right now. And let's get a belt out. Well, actually, a lift. So we're going up, and away. And we'll just do something simple like this. Do I want to run them on the base level? No, because it's useful maneuvering space. Yeah, I think everything's got to, by default, be one level up and build from there. Okay, so then this, that's ground, and then we want 1, 2. Oh, it won't. Oh, fucker. No, that's okay. All right, I can do a tiny little incline from that. That's all right. All right. I really ought to run that line down there right now because I'm going to need the power anyways. All right. I do this. So that gets me to here. I'll put wires actually between them in a moment. Now, the blood circuit travels along here, passes through this building, and is also the primary power for this turbo fuel. Again, because that's to denote that's a hybrid circuit between the turbo fuel and the biofuel. All right. So again, nothing can attach onto that, which means now looking in here, see, of course, I've got the generators all wild up. I got them all wild, wired up, and marked out in red for turbo fuel. So what I need now is I need a primary junction, because I just don't want to start sprouting out at any old point, on this, because you start losing track of things, or I start losing track at least. I want a main junction point that I can switch. So basically, even though it's running into full capacity, I still want the option to cut power should the need arise. So I need to put like a kind of, I don't want to call it fancy, just a little elaborate, semi-elaborate something, just to kind of denote main thing, central point. Draw the eye, saying it says this is the spot, and then everything can grow from there. Normally I'd want to do it in range of something like this. Actually, no, I know what I need to do. Hold on a second, it's coming together in a second. Alright, it's not going to be that fancy a thing. It's just, this is just going to say, this is the spot. That's all. I will be getting into the advanced switching later on. But for now, these are all I need. Okay, so that's our switch's main patch into the red grid proper. Now, get away from that thing for a moment because the noise. So what I wound up doing last time, and I know it's a misuse of the term, but I wound up calling them rails, and they're not really rails in the electrical sense. Maybe they are, but no, not really. And basically all it is it's basically just a long stretch of fence where a blueprint, that is a long stretch of frame wall with that's pre-wired for the main grids that I was running. And so I would basically run a long thing down, and that would be the carrier. So again, I've got control over the individual grids, and I can keep things organized. And keeping it straight makes it kind of neat. It's not too ugly, and kind of looks like rails ish, maybe if you squint. So I need to. Now the thing is the rails really need to run well. I like them to run lengthwise, but I can't run them lengthwise until I get out this length here. So I'm gonna run like a mini rail. We'll do a little hop or something. All right, let's see. All right. I need just something to build on for a moment. No, I think that'll be okay. All right. When the game upgraded, it screwed all my sorting from all my old recipes. They're all just in a freaking pile here. Ah, shit. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's right. I made it without wires, and the idea is that I'm always putting like one attached to another, so each one has one junction point, and then I can just wire them. Yeah, okay. But see, the wrong colors. All right, let's do that really quickly here. I'll say. No, wait. You here. You here. Now I'll have to fix the blueprint. So that top line is going to be for the large power plant when that finally comes online. And it's just good to have the availability to wire for it. Did I put wires between those, or did I double post? I did not wire between those. I have to remember that. So, okay, now we can get this switch patched into this rail. That's not quite where I want it. So I want to go where I want. Alright, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Red grid proper is online. It goes two places. Alright. Now, I don't get too fancy from this point. Basically, all I do is I just simply, from here I'll just branch and continue my colored. I may do a pass through the building, but I like to keep, like, if the grid isn't related to that building, I don't want it to go inside the building. I don't know, something like that. So, and that's kind of what I'm going to do. So, I think I want to attach things on this end, though. So I got to build up a couple extra points. That's the height of radius, right? Oh, I just realized it's in there. I patched it into frickin' the green grid. Crap. Alright, I'll fix that. Okay. Now red proper's on. Oh, man. Alright. Let me set up some points. So we're going to basically start from here. And we're just going to run along this edge here. Track along the building until we get out here. And this will be where red starts to go off into the world. And the nuclear grids will start to go off in the world. And it's interesting because the Satisfactory calculator will show you the independent circuits. And my first go throughs, you looked at them and it's like circuit 33, circuit 99, circuit 120, and it's just like there was no rhyme or reason. And then the last build was much more, they were definitely isolated grids. It was awesome. It worked just right. Let's see. So I'm not going to worry about maintaining a height of parallel for the patch point here. I'm just going to, although, yeah, so his main grid line, that he's actually related to this, so I'm just going to go from this level and maintain that across. No, it's just a reference. Okay. Red starts to travel out into the world. I mean, yes, I'm aware I'm clipping right through the corner, and I'm not caring because it's just... If I could make it drape and wrap around the corner, I would. Maybe, but... Oh, this one is a moss green grid for the biofuel grid. And that's, again, isolated and only ever used when I throw this switch. I simplified the setup. I don't know if that was in the video I had to scrap. I simplified this. This is on that blood grid. And it's just simply an on-off. It lets the moss grid connect to the blood grid, which has to be on before everything starts running, so everything can run and start running, and running. And then once TurboFuel is supplying its own power back to the blood grid, you can shut this off, and it's self-sustaining. So, anyways, that's that grid. It's a subtle distinction in the greens, I know. Okay. Let's get this power back to where we started. Alright, we'll put this here just for a second just to make sure we do have power, and we do have power. We're currently using near our maximum consumption, 2377, and we are rock solid 20,000 megawatts across the board here. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, let's get some power down here. Alright, let's let's see. How much clipping do I want to tolerate? Put the power connector in the water. That just makes sense. Can just reach. Could just rotate the miner, but I don't care that much, really. Eric. Or Ferb. How about that, Kush? Alright. I don't care, it's just a miner. It's going to stall out in about 30 seconds, but I just love watching something come online. You spend so much time blueprinting, which is definitely, fun in its own way, but it's not really fun until you see it move. Alright. Limestone, yay! Oh my god, that was a long way around for that, but that was important work that had to be done. Let's see. Now, who's our next closest? We've got coal here. Alright. Now, what I'll do here... Let's see. I don't mind clipping through the concrete here, so this will be like a little hop over to bring a point from that junction to this side of the foundation. And then we'll slap something on a rock. Mostly straight down. Something like that. Hey, it was above ground when I laid the cable, man, and it was erosion. The wind blew the sand down on top of the cable. It's fine though. It's good. It runs. It's just underneath the sand. It's not going anywhere. Right. Okay. We jacked you. Yeah, right. Now. Okay. So. coal. I don't know if I want to make a belt laterally for every individual ingredient. I'm going to have to be stacking some of them. Alright, you know something? I just... Alright. There will be some stacking. I do want to keep these space available for the next sulfur belt, though, because I just want to try and do some effort to try and keep them together. We're going to bring coal in to this top row that I built here. We're going to work that, so I like that for the moment. Accept this. Alright, here we go. Alright. Alright, there's our coal. Okay. Wow, we better save. Excellent. Alright, now, who's next? We got stuff right here, right? What do we got? This is the copper. This is the iron. This is copper, right? That's copper. Oops, and bugs.
Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you.
Should be like Moon Hooch and play saxophones for the cows. Doggo! I do want to get some doggos. Eventually. I'll worry about it another time. We have to make a place for doggos. We have to have a place for doggos. We have to have a place to make a place for the doggos. Not worried about that. No. Yeah, alright. Okay. Alright. I'm going to point him mostly at... there's a junction right there. We'll work with that. So... do I want to... Alright, it's just going to be a fourth stack then. Okay, it'll be fine. For the time being. Yeah, right. Let's see. So, I do want to... Alright, let's do this. Okay, it's good for a moment. Alright. That's our intake belt for our copper. Let's get him on out. Oh, power. Alright, he's powered. Let's see. Alright, so let's bring that to about here. And here's how we frame this. Goes that way. Now we put a lift on this side. Okay. And then voila. And he will start going out this way. And when he meets this limestone, he does a little hop up and jumps up a level so that they can come in a stack. I'm already starting to lose my coherence on keeping these things organized, but it'll all work out in the end. It'll be fine. Okay. Let's paint that. Wait, what did I just paint green? Concrete. Whatever. Overspray. Oh well. Overspray. Over finger. Alright. Good. Okay. So, we have limestone. We have, we need sulfur. That's our existing sulfur. We can't touch that.
You can't touch this.
And we have our copper, and we have coal. Okay. We need iron, and iron is up over here, I think. That's the tunnel I think the quartz is in. Alright, that's going to be a little mini adventure in a moment. Let's do this easy stuff. Now, how about... Forgetting how to use the damn tools of the game. Alright, bugs. Wouldn't get around and flank me. Is that a tunnel or is that just kind of like a little underpass? Alright. Scoop those up. Sure, we'll take some nut fruit. I think we still use those once in a blue moon now. Alright, Mr. Pure. Iron is pure. Alright. Okay, again, we're going to basically point at the belt. Yep, that'll do. Now for this one, I think we're going to make a little suspended foundation length here. So let's first place something like this here to help me align. Alright, now I could try and place. Alright, now the question becomes, alright, do I want to continue stacking? Well, that'll bring it to 3 and 3. Okay, that's fine. Do this then. So we'll do the same little underhand maneuver. Underhand, not underhanded. All right. May seem like too many points, but they're necessary. Oh, not like that, though. No, just like that. Wait. I thought I was further down. Never mind. I probably could have left that belt in place for a future resource, but right now it just confused me. Somebody wants to bite my butt. Oh. At least the flies didn't trigger. They could get me. Oh, they'd bite my butt, but... bite my butt. Bite my butt.
But.
Let's see. Let's see, you'll reach, right? Alright. Now let's run some power. You know, that's actually coming out semi-coherent. The tendrils, they sprout, they grow, they insinuate. Sorry. Oh, man. Alright, so we'll hop over at this oh, well, yeah, alright. Oh, too far, sorry. I have to be so careful when I'm junctioning these, because I just cannot have an accident. I mean, it probably wouldn't even notice for like ever until the worst thing happened. For whatever reason, if I ever had to like undo all this, you know, I'm kind of glad, you know, the last playthrough that not playthrough, it's still the same playthrough, the last build up. Oh, dude, shut your horn! Oh my God, these people! It's always somebody's horn. Even though it was never a matter of like emergency, I was glad to. I definitely wanted to be able to shut things down gracefully, you know, and that's what we did at the end of the previous series. So even if only for that, let's see. Oh, I gotta put some junction points here. Thank you. And I could make a blueprint to just attach onto these, but they just don't snap in cleanly, like, you know, just simply building onto it. I mean, it definitely makes it more tedious, but I just like the result better. Okay, I missed a spot or something here. Oh, yeah. So meticulous in every other stage. There we go. Oh, we gotta overclock them. In fact, I better double check the others to make sure I haven't done the same. No. No. Good. All right. Okay. So, we have our limestone, copper, iron, and coal. Whew. Let's save. Alright, starting to look like something. So now... Alright, those are the easy ones. Those are all just like right here in a pile. Alright. Let's double check our map and look for the quartz now. Okay. I also left on the Caterium because I still need that as well. Looks like we're going for that Caterium, right? We said that before. And quartz. This is the closest quartz. I'm just not sure recalling exactly if that's... Alright, we're just going to have to go check it. Let's get this Caterium. That'll be the next closest. Let's do that first. Okay. Is it above me or below me? It's below. Okay. Alright. Right on. Oh, sweet. Are you kidding me? No. awesome. It's right there, dude. It's like we don't have... Holy... I didn't realize. Wait, hold on. I gotta look at the map again? Well, I guess without knowing... I mean, there's the altitude. I never really paid much attention to that. So 78 meters above. So that's obviously not way up in this rocks there. But just... Boom. We're home. That's awesome. All right, let's do this. I'm not going to go out of my way to take these guys out. Unless it's an area I have to frequent often. They're like not aggressive or anything. They just react if you get too close, which is fine. I don't care. Oh, somebody's on us though. Okay, let's take care of these guys.
I don't think it.
Oops. Oh, sorry. My homing bullet went after a doggo there. Sorry, buddy. Did you survive? I think I only got one on him. So, you know, it always seems a shame to not take advantage of these natural roadways for trucks and things, but I've never had luck using them on the natural roadways. I'm still working on my own road build system, which is still kind of taking shape. But just, I kind of like always want to leave these available for roads somehow, in case I really do come up with that great, brilliant idea that just makes it all work. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it here. No. It's not important here. Oh, you're too far. Oh, no. That's why I put you there, right? Wait a second. Bean. Alright, we need to get some power run up there now, which means I need to extend red grid to this corner of the corner of this building. Probably can't do it in one hop. That's fine. It's gonna clip through that belt. I don't care. Hey, we got progress. Okay. Deuterium. I do like how the curve function takes advantage of these natural terrain contours now. It's got a nice little swoop in there, you know? Alright, let's see. We'll worry about the individual patching later. We still need to get the rest of our materials down. So, what does that leave us down to now? Hold on a second. Let's just triple check ourselves. Alright, we got our limestone. We got our coal. We got our quartz. No, we don't have quartz. We have copper ore, deuterium ore, iron ore. We'll have to do nitrogen still. Nitrogen, bauxite, quartz, sulfur. Quartz is next. Jeez, 700 kilometers. Or 700 meters. Now, my last build-up, I had actually a secondary bus coming down through this alleyway here. we may begin that. Let's see what this brings. Yep, it's underground. Yeah, I'm sorry, not sticking around to play with you right now. Oh, let's see. I believe the entrance was over around here. Ooh, hard drive? What does it want? Oh, it's empty. Never mind. That's just a random quartz deposit. I don't care about that. Alright, here's what we do. Let's see. Map layers. Caves. Okay. Now, one of these, I believe, winds up going underwater, which I don't want to fuck around with. So, it looks like the entrance is down over here. I'm just concerned that this is the one that goes underwater. This one is way closer. Alright, we're just going to have to scout it. Alright, let's go look for that entrance over there. So, we're looking for this little formation. So it's okay. So it's straight southwest, maybe, or like a west southwest from the turbo fuel. All right, let's go look for that. Oh, so let's look very close to that too. All right, let's go look. Okay. There we are. Now, oh, hey. Ow.
I'm betting there'll be spiders. You've been forewarned. I don't use kitty mode.
Okay, not that I expect any real difficulties, but this seems like a good point to save. Alright, let's just see what we're dealing with here. Let me just check my ammo quick. I'm good, I'm fine. Let's sort that. Yeah, no, we're alright. Now, I can't play anything while I'm recording, but I could overdub something into the recording. And I'm trying to figure out, it's like, okay, what can I play in that's not going to be a copyright issue, even though I'm not monetized? I'll figure something out. Alright, so there is water, but at least we're not underwater. So that's good. So far. Ways off yet. Try not to run because I really just don't feel like running into a freaking ambush. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, I haven't seen this yet. Oh, this is lovely. Seems like a great spot for an ambush. That is very nice. It seems like a kind of space I should take advantage of somehow. Do something nifty with. That's an idea for a later day. Alright. Now... So... I'm here. I'm presuming. So I'm going west for the quartz. In fact, actually, I think I have been here before, and I think I was jumped by some some of the big spiders. Wait, there's something. Where are you? I might want to start carrying some turbo fuel for jetpacking while combat. Somebody get mad at me. Alright, we're going to head west. Thought I saw a little guy for a second. Oh, wow. I have not been down here in a long time. I guess here's your quartz. Never do. Oh, alright. Who is it? Where are you? Where? You know, don't judge me for using homing ammo. Those fuckers are fast. Alright, we're in my face. I need a vantage point. I want every one of those things I can find. That stuff is valuable. I'm not going to kill myself if I can't find all of them, but I'd like to if I can. So, kind of want to check the tree out. Let's go check the tree out. Is this Sam? Yeah, he just took a punch to the face. feeling like. Oh, wait, what? Wait, what is this? Oh, we are so putting a miner on this. Oh, hell yeah. Alright. And there actually is a reason. For part of the new talk... It's my own fault for adopting words that are stupid to pronounce. For the, the larger Nuctopolis build, I do plan on using plutonium fuel rods that get created instead of sinking them, using them for power, which creates plutonium waste, which you can convert into fixonium. Fixonium, however, consumes a certain amount, aka a large amount, of SAM ore. So we're gonna need this. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, this is a pleasant surprise. Very cool. I like this a lot. Alright, let's see. Anybody else want it? Come and get it. Here's my light. Here you go, light. I want to see her. Oh, what do we got? We got more quartz over here. Cool. Alright, we don't need that just yet, though. Alright. So we're bolting out 2 products. One unanticipated. That's fine. I am okay with that. Alright, let's get these going. Now, he's going to be for the plutonium stages, the fixonium stages. I don't want to color... How am I going to color him? Ultimately, for now, he's going to be basically necessitated by the large nuclear plant. So he's going to be... We're going to count him as a bright green. Where did I put it? That's it. Okay. Now, where's the quartz one? You're right here in front of my face. There are 2. You know something? We may as well take both of them while we're here. There's no reason. We're going to use the quartz. No reason to pass by. I mean, that one, it's just really adding an extra layer. It's available if we need it, which will probably be later on. But for now, okay, so we're going to get 3 belt lines. So actually, so that's a pure. Oh, yeah, we're getting 3 belt lines. Double pure. Yep, all right. I'll do something like this for these guys. Okay. But you will be going, because we won't need all of this for the... All right, wait. I'm not making sense. So that one, this is the guy that's going to be dedicated. I mean, he will have excess, and that's fine. The excess will go toward, the large nuclear production, but his first priority of his product is to the small nuclear. So he is dark green, and these guys will both be bright green. Okay. So let me re-angle this guy. Okay, I am going to do the belt work for all 3, but I am going to skip the power line for these last 2 for the time being, just because we're not there yet, and I got to save time with something. So I'm only going to worry about getting a red power grid line out to this miner here, and we'll take care of those guys at a later point. But they will be ready for us. Actually, well, if I got my stuff, let me put my overclock on them. It's 1,200. You know, that's, I just gotta take a moment here. It's something I've been pondering. It's like how much those Mark 6 belts are gonna use a lot of the fixite, and I'm gonna have to figure out the best way to harvest SAM to make fixite ingots with, and how to magnify them with the summer sloops without using all my summer sloops. I mean, I know I can get more, but I don't want to lean on that, It's like I want that to be like certain specific strategic points, We'll get there. So right now we're basically doing everything, as it's been for so long now. 780 belts Mark 5s. Okay. So now we got a long trek. It's not that bad, really. I've done worse. And I do prefer to stick to these stackables for my structures, of course. But figuring out the exact distance is kind of a pain in the ass. So what I usually want to do is I start with this. I see how far I can stretch a belt. Jesus, that's not very far, is it? So I'm going to go right there, and then I'm going to switch to the stackables. Do that. And then I'll take this. And that way I know they're placed right, mostly. Damn it. Where are you, asshole? Is somebody getting triggered from above the ground? Thought I saw us. Jump in the shadows, man. Stay frosty. Alright, I'm not getting into that. But just somebody's getting aggroed from above the surface. Alright. Listen, when somebody starts biting my ass now, then I'll react. Okay. Oh wait, I took a wrong turn. Shit. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about taking those apart right now. Oh, oh, that's nice to have, I suppose. The framework, I needed to go this way. Right. Okay, that's fine. It's good. We will take these guys out. You kind of... That's where I misstepped. Okay. Alright, some of these I'm placing just for convenience sake. And I think that's going to be near the limit that I can get out this way. Well, I could do another one along a side down at the bottom here. That'll be fine. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little ceiling skipping here. alive. Whew. All right, let's get these belted. I might need to check to see how much alkali I've got on hand left. Okay, wow. That was... I mean, is that something that, like, maybe you'd want to use a truck or something for? And absolutely, yes. There are considerations that comes along with that, though. But you know something? The belts, they're freaking 100% reliable. They will always get your crap out. You know? No hang-ups, no collisions, no delays, nothing they can interrupt with the overall throughput, right? Is expensive. It's a balancing thing, right? All right, let me get a power line run out for the red grid for this guy. I'm sorry. I just couldn't allow myself to place a power line directly, you know, under the water like that, whether it mattered or not. It's just like, no, it's not right. I suppose that's what it comes down to. What's your tolerance level for what's right? Eric. See, that's why mentioned about navigability underneath the belts. You know, I'd rather have it than not. Oof. All right, let me get these painted quick. There's definitely some things I'm less concerned about painting immediately, and some things where I'm very concerned about making sure I paint them immediately. What happened to him? Oh, that's peculiar. What is that about? Oh, strange. Alright. He's just got some corrosion going on. He's somehow, where none of the others do, he's rusting. Not corrosion, oxidization, excuse me, sorry. Alright, well, I've come up this far. I may as well paint at least the bottom belt on my way back out. Actually, wait a second. Right, no, because those guys are on different grid. Sorry, forgetting. Okay. Oh, crap. Save that. Now. So, that brings us to our final two bastards. Sulfur and bauxite. We're just going to have to do those in a single run. Let's see what our map looks like. Hold on. Let's upload the latest update here. Okay. So, here's the cave system. We've just been through here. That's the additional quartz node we can use later. And there's the line that we ran out. follows through there gracefully. I like that very much. Here's our Caterium node we wired. The roots are growing. Here's our coal, copper and iron and limestone. And oop. Now we're going to do this jump up here to the sulfur node. And then we're going to also trace along here somehow to that bauxite node in here somewhere. I'm probably actually going to have to go to him first. And that's interesting. Wait a second. Huh. We're going to have to check that out sometime. Okay. Yeah, alright. We're going to start with the sulfur node. We're going to get that. We're going to get him patched in first. And then we're going to extend out from him and patch in the bauxite. We're not going to be starting construction in this video. Yeah, no. Okay. Things are starting to come into play. I'm loving this. So we've got our quartz and our sand coming in from that side. We've got the Caterium coming in over here. And we have not fully quite built belts yet, but we're getting all these guys. Whew. All right. Okay. So here's the turbo fuel sulfur. You can only get 300 and it uses all 300 of it. Yeah. Perfect. Well, I gotta stop saying perfect. But, so we're gonna need to, where's that guy in proximity here? You. Here. Okay. So, alright. Here's what we do. This is easy. Let's clear out some piggies. Are you okay? Oh, that's different. I haven't seen that happen before. Huh. Oh. Is he just dead on his feet? Son of a bitch. That's funny. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Where was I? Okay, so we're going to start with a length of half foundation out here. Extend this until he's nearly vertically above the existing belt. Doesn't have to be completely. That's fine. That's just fine. All right, let's get a belt run out there. Okay, trim that guy off. We won't need him. Let's bring you, put that like that. Now, let's get these belts down. Alright, we'll worry about power in a bit. So, now, here's the trick. So we've got our extension. It has to come like vertically all the way out. We want to make a big straight drop. No interruptions, right? So now we have this. Now we need to make walls. Serve as our guide. I miss area actions. I haven't figured out infinite zoop yet. Doesn't seem to be infi-zooping. Now, this will actually be the longest straight vertical lift I've ever done. So this, for me at least, is really testing the limits. Is it really quote-unquote infinite? And I realize not technically infinite, but, you know, without limit, you know, within the game boundaries. So bring that to about there. Alright. Put corresponding hole here. Now, it really doesn't matter which way. It used to matter which way you started from because the reverse function didn't have a stopped working for a while there. All right, so we're going to start up there so he comes down. And yes, it looks like it stopped, but it keep going all the way down anyway. And when you go to snap it, there we go. Whew. Well, that is definitely neater than the thing I did last time. And we can expand on that for the bauxite. Now, I'm going to do an initial patching first, but I'm not going to worry about belting all the way out back home yet. Let's just do this. Okay. Is it absurd to belt things this far? Hell yeah. But it doesn't take fuel, it doesn't take power. And it's reliable. Okay. So... oh, did I wake up a bug? Oh. Did we miss somebody? Sorry. Did I leave you out of the fun? Give me your guts. Where's... no? Hold on a second. Where's your thingamahooers? Oh, over here. Okay. Alright, so... I want to come in along here. Try and take advantage of this. How high an elevated belt do I really want to make? Alright, let's see how it feels. Let's get over to bauxite. That's not good as already. Oh, this is it. Okay. Now, I know I said this a lot in the previous series, and I never really came through with what I wanted to do. I know I've already mentioned it before. Basically, the thing is I wanted to keep this area as pristine as I could for a Christmas village, a Fixmas village type of thing. I did do a Fixmas village and actually recorded a video for it, but as I got farther and farther through editing it, I'm just like, nah, this is not, nah. It was a good learning experience. Actually, definitely have some ideas for the next time through. We shall see. No promises, but same thing. I want to keep the footprint as minimal as possible. The impact to this area here, because this pink environment. You throw some white snow around here, this becomes a winter wonderland real easy. All right, let's take care of our little buddy over here. Got some friends, family, next of kin. Somebody gives it to him. Oh, hello. Oh, you're a big boy. Where'd he go? Oh, you got friends. Right on. It's a party. Damn it, throwing everywhere but where I need to go. Alright, you're down. Oh, I thought he was dead on his feet. Well, you're not going down easy, are you? If I could hit one on him. There he goes. I'm not waiting to heal for that shit. Alright. Whew. I need to make sure I can still do these things sometimes. Alright, okay. Thus begins our trek south. Let me check the map again quick. Alright, so I'm having a different idea here now. So we're here at this node, right? And this is a normal node, which is just fine, more than what we need for right now. Probably not all that we would need in the end, but this one might. And this, proximity-wise, this is a straighter line, but this would mean cutting across the Crater Lakes, which I really don't want to do. I really kind of wanted to skirt this. Bring these together here neatly, uniformly, and Alright, we're going to stick with the one we have here right now. That's fine. It's good to know he's out there, though. Alright, so we're going to follow this little water body here, mostly dead north, and work our way to this rock structure here to start. Okay. Let's get our miner in place. How about that? Oh, I'm out of fused modular? That's not something I was expecting. Crap. Alright. Let me do a large vertical marker so I can see the specific spot I need to get to a little bit more easily. This will make sense in a moment. I'm not worried about getting it completely above the trees because they won't be visible. at the point where I need to be able to see it. We're just going to paint that red for visibility. All right, let's get back to storage. Oh, that's another SAM node right there, and that's... I did not know that. Look at you. Right? Yep. Fused modular. I know I have that, don't I? I think I was going to need more of those too soon. Let's see. I'm okay on concrete. Wire, I'm good. Cable, I'm good. Let me pick up some packaged turbo fuel for combat. I think that'll help. What's that? Sulfur, trash. Coal. I'm not worried about that right now. Alclad. Yeah, I could probably pick up some more Alclad. These belts. They don't generate out of thin air. Oh, except that they do. If you have the stuff. But, alright, let's get back out. And so there's my vertical beam you can see flickering in the distance there. So we'll home in on that. Wait, what's this? I think I got a bunch of sinks floating in the air here. Hold on. What was this from? I don't need... Oh, this is the plastic factory. Yeah, and because the mass dismantle for the calculator doesn't pick up sinks, everything was just kind of left floating there. Damn it. Alright, now I've cleaned that up. Let's get back. Where was my beam? Now I kind of wish I made it clear the treetops. Here it is. There we are. We'll leave him in place for the time being. We never know why I might need to come back out here. Well, yeah. Alright. So, south. No, north. What do I say? Right, north along this body of water. Gonna kind of come out this way. I don't want to track all the way. We're going to do some bridging here. I just want to try and keep it minimal. Maybe a bridge that goes from here to here. Yeah, I think something like that. Alright, let's get it to there first. Oh, friends. Oh, I forgot to grab the turbo fuel. Oh well. Oh, he ignited it. Oh, that's so fucking mean. Now, why is this radioactive here? I didn't use a nuke. I don't think those guys weren't radioactive. I must be over a node or something here. Or... oh, must be underground. Okay. It's not important, though. Alright. Okay. Alright. So... something like this. Oh, you know something, guys? Alright. I'm not even going to worry about landing for you right now.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, which way was it going with this again? This way, right? Right. I'm already bending the wrong direction. Hold on. What do I got? Let me belt what I've got so far here. So actually it needs to go this way. So this is wrong. Actually, this is wrong. This needs to go this way. And we'll worry about clearing some stuff later. That's fine. Alright, now... okay, so we're going to do a little hop here. Make a little bridge to get me up here. What I could do... alright, so this is starting to turn into something. I'm probably going to do the wiring for this offline, because this is going to be a long video. It's going to be a lot of editing, and I haven't edited the previous one yet. So, in the meantime, alright, let's continue then. Is he close enough? Oh, meters. Alright, now, let's see, let's get this aligned. I don't want to like have bends or anything, I just want a straight shot across here. Okay, let's get that belted. Okay. I'm alright with this. It's out of the way. It's up above things, so it's not disturbing things. It's not too high. It's not... It's just fine. Alright, let's clear these guys out, because they're going to be that way. Alright, so we're making our way toward that sulfur miner over there. Let's get a... we're going to need a little lift and a belt. Frame. Maybe another bridge. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Start from this end. Okay. Let's move him in here. Bring him to about there. Add a stack. For him to join into. Let's frame those out. And so now what we will do is we will add another section there with an additional hole. Okay, all right. Now we'll go to the bottom end. We have to have a hole in place to receive that thing. Might need to elevate it a notch too. That's fine. That's easy. Right on. Okay. All right, time to bring this on home. This is just straight shots now. This is, and that's why the frameworks are so important, because it's just, you get it. Oh, I'm forgetting myself here. I need 2 stacks on each of these. That's all right. All right, I'll fix them on the way back in. That's fine. All right, get a little elevation thing going here. All right, let's see. Let's get these. All right, so there's our 3 belts. Well, now it's 3 here. So the lower, or the middle, center one will become sulfur, and the top will be the bauxite. Once I get the power run down here, let me just see this through down to the end here. Okay. So this one's going to do a little hop up. We're going to mitigate that a little bit. That'll do. Let's see. I need posts the rest of the way down here. Just one additional top just for now. Oh, we got to bring the other stuff down along here too. All right, let's get that going. Okay, so that's the bauxite. The second sulfur line is already prepared. Where is our coal? Wait, so we got limestone, we got the copper, we got the iron. Coal's on this side. Coal's already taken care of, right? So now we just got to extend, and we're going to do a 3 stack. Okay. Whew. Okay. Wow. That was a lot. It's not like I expected that to happen instantly or quickly, but wow, that was definitely a bunch of work. And I'm at 3.5 hours recording time on this video right now, and it's a shame because personally I could keep playing. But the more I record, the more I play, the more I record, the more I gotta edit, and it's like, So anyways, all right, we're going to call this one here for now. I'm going to do some painting and wiring offline. I may complete out this belt work a little bit more, and start working on a bus, an interbuilding bus. And then once I've got that in place, then we can start construction and of the next of Nukeville, and well, start construction. Anyways, okay, folks, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found something useful. I hope you found it at least entertaining. Otherwise, until next time, as always, stay healthy. Take care out there.